And good Saturday morning. Normally, I'm a little earlier on Saturday morning than this. I sleep 30 or 40 minutes later, but have mercy. I sort of have to know what I'm talking about. And we got tropical storms, tropical depressions, and a hurricane on the West Coast that I didn't account for. So I had to kind of look over everything before we hit that live button to talk about all of this morning. What a interesting weather day it is. Lots going on as we'll watch the Gulf of Mexico. Will we get rain? It looks like Fred has shifted, but Fred hadn't got his act together right now. We'll talk about all that, show you the maps of what's coming. Grace is right behind Fred. Out to the West Coast is Linda. She is a Category 3. It doesn't look like that she'll do any harm to Hawaii. It looks like she will calm down and become a tropical storm by then. But we'll look at all of that just so you'll know. Heat index today, have mercy. We're looking at 99 on that heat index today. We don't have any advisories from the National Weather Service, so that's good. That's a positive point as you're waking up today. Glad to have everybody. Saturday mornings, it makes you feel good. You've got a day that maybe you can get a little bit done yourself and not have to do it for somebody else, as in meaning work. I know there's a lot of folks that still got to get up and go to work a few hours on Saturday. So I do hope you have a chance to enjoy yourself at some time today. Warm, really, already. 78 at 8:18. As I mentioned, we're a little behind this morning. First thing that I wanted to, well, let's do this because birthdays don't come along all that often. Let's go out to, I think everybody knows this guy, Michael May. Lazy Acres is celebrating a birthday today. And Michael, you got a year on me. But I wanted to wish you a happy birthday. I hope it turns out good there. And if you've never had the opportunity to go out to Lazy Acres, do so. It's a lot of fun out there. So much to see and do as you look at a few of the pictures that they have there. It's gorgeous. They do so much for the kids. If you're looking for Halloweens, they do all of that. Christmas, Easter, see them. They're good Christian folks like you and I. But happy birthday, Michael. Man, I hope it's a great birthday for you. I hadn't seen you in a year or two. See you on radar a lot, and I mentioned you, but you and I hadn't bumped into each other in a while. So happy birthday to you. Hope it's a good one. Another thing that I shared just a moment ago, and we should pay attention to this. This is a bulletin that was put out from the NTSA. And what is all of that? Well, let me throw this up on the screen so you know what we're talking about. The National Terrorism Advisory System has put out a bulletin of concern. We're heading up towards September 11th. There are threats against the United States, and they have released this. This is the 20th anniversary of September 11th, and they think a lot of religious holidays will use this as a catalyst against the United States for targeted violence. So this has been issued. It's going to run from yesterday all the way through November the 11th is the active date on that. If you'd like to learn more about this, it's on my Facebook page. Click on that. And again, never forget there are bad people. You know, you take away the bad people that live with us. You take about those folks that live elsewhere that want to harm us. They're out there. And so the NTAS, make sure to read that bulletin there from the Secretary of Homeland Security. We definitely want to pay attention to that. Lots of talk in our area of the weekend of violence. As now, I have not gotten any notifications of anything that happened overnight last night, which is good. Let me go back and double check here. I hadn't been notified of anything bad, so that's good. As we roll into the weekend, as always, watch your P's and Q's. Know what's around you. There's a lot of talk of violence in our little hometown, so pay attention to what you do this weekend. For that matter, anytime, but it is a heightened talk this weekend. I'll word it that way. Not trying to scare anybody. I don't want you to think that's what I'm here for. It's just there's tons of talk, and y'all know what I mean. So we watch each other. If you see something, call somebody. If something looks suspicious, take a picture. You never know what that could turn into later. As I've mentioned, homes around the Meridian area, if you can afford a $40, $50 camera, one of these deer cameras, you can use it for security. Put that in your yard somewhere where it takes pictures of cars that either come in your driveway or pass your home. So you'll have something there to back it up if you don't have a security system. These things help solve crimes. And let's take the bad guys out of this. Show them who actually runs things. A lot of times they get the upper hand, but together we can do a whole lot more. A few other things as we look at what's happening around America today. The Taliban, they are 25 miles away from taking over the Afghan capital. 3,000 U.S. troops have now been deployed to the U.S. Embassy to get our people out. This is not turning out to be a smart thing. I don't think a lot of people would accuse the administration of doing a lot of smart things that they've done over the last. This is scary. And you think of everybody in that country that helped the United States. They are targets. They have X's all over them. And it's not gonna be good as America has pulled out. Not saying that it was wonderful being there. We've lost a lot of lives. But this puts terror a little bit closer to us. Could it have been handled differently? Probably so, but I'm not a five-star general. I don't know all of these things. I'm just telling you as it looks from this side of my desk. We pray for those there, trying to get out of the embassy and those that are left behind. Keep them in mind. Let's see here. What else is going on? 1974, I don't know a lot about the law. Bill Cosby, as we all know, was let out of prison. He's now being sued from 1974 from someone who says that they sexually harassed him, that he sexually harassed them. I thought the statute of limitations ran out, but that is going to court. Just some thoughts there. So that's some headlines this morning as we begin today. All right, let's talk weather now because there's a lot to say about weather there. Let's see here. We got some good mornings also I wanted to bring up here. As we say, good morning to Tammy Pilgrim. Good morning to you, Donna Roseman, Miss Ann Cook, Terry Ray, Philadelphia watching this morning, along with Beth Vick, Matthew Wright, along with Sylvia Stewart, Gloria Ming. How are you today? Also, Carol Stamper, all the way from Newton, Mississippi. Lillian Glenn, happy Saturday. I am glad it is. Along with Miss Ann McKee, along with Terry Shelton. Let's see, Charlotte Gray, Ruth Key. Terry Shelton is up. And also Pat Banks along with Milton Sell. Good morning to y'all. All right, let's turn our thoughts toward the weather.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
And let's just throw the radar up on the map and look at all of this activity. This is just a big view of what's going on here. Let's go out here to the West Coast first and start with this and show you what's going on. This is Linda. As of right now, this is a hurricane category 3 right here. She is moving west-northwest at 13 miles an hour with wind speed of 127 miles an hour. And as you look at this, she's going to drop from a 3 to a 2. And then by to Monday afternoon at Monday morning, it will be a category 1. As we go along Wednesday, it looks as though it will start decreasing. By Thursday in the middle of the night, it should drop to a tropical storm. And as you look at this, Hawaii, not that far off. This is where it will be Thursday. This is Hawaii. Could that twist a little bit? Although it has that upward look, it could. I'm sure everybody in the Hawaii area heads up on that as they watch this storm out to the east of them. But category 3 at this point. Could that turn worse? It could, but it does have indications that it will get better. Now, let's do this. Let's show you some stats first on Fred of what Fred is doing. Then we'll go back to radar so you'll kind of know. We'll jump around this morning because there's a lot of information on these two storms. We'll start with Fred, and then we'll come back and talk about Grace, and then get into the regular forecast. All right, let's throw Fred and Grace up on the screen at the same time. Here's Fred. She's going to be barreling toward, or he rather will barrel toward Florida here in the next little bit. Grace is trying to make up her mind where she's going to go through here, but it definitely has the same path in mind to come up near Florida. It's a decision of what's going to happen after that. Let's move forward on Fred. Fred's path is definitely moved over. We'll go into my radar here in just a second here to show you more about exactly where. But this cone that I've been talking about, the east side is always the worst. You get worse weather on the east side. We are definitely on the western side of the cone through our area. This is going to be rolling through around Tuesday at 2 a.m. You'll start feeling all of this. By Wednesday, it's above us and right at the Tennessee state line. As we look at this, here are the timing of when we'll start feeling some winds. Late Monday afternoon, we should have that. Monday at 8 a.m., it'll be down here in South Mississippi and then making its way Monday through our area. As we look at the possibility of Fred's winds, not as bad here. We're looking at somewhere between 10 to 20 mile an hour winds here in the state of Mississippi. The outer bands of this around Starkville, as you get into Columbus, Tupelo area, will have about 5 to 10 mile an hour. These areas in Kemper County, it looks as though from there to Macon will be 10 to 20 through Lauderdale. And then South Mississippi could have up to 30 mile an hour winds right there. But the brunt of this is going to be coming in Florida and Alabama. So when we'll look closer at this here in just a second on my radar to take a look at it. Flash flooding that will come from Fred, mainly from Mobile to Montgomery down to Tallahassee, and of course as it makes its way past here by Miami. But as it makes inland, as it comes in through there, the Montgomery area over to Mobile area will get the flash flooding to where we'll get the lighter rain on this. We are in the cone by all means as we look at this. All right, let's pull up radar now and go back and pull up radar and get a closer look at what's really going on with Fred as it comes in. Let me zoom this in so you don't have to see all this other stuff. Now, as we go back to this earlier, we kept seeing it right about over here is where Fred was coming in. Tallahassee is what we expected. Then it moved over and it got a little closer to Fort Walton Beach last night. Now it is on the west side of Pensacola as we look at this. This is Monday at 1 in the afternoon. This is going to be Tuesday at 1 a.m. It will be here just north of Mobile. So we're looking sometime Monday to make landfall. All right, here's Pensacola right here. This little area of land, let's click on that. That's going to be Perdido Heights is where that's going to be, and cross Interstate 10 and go northward. This is not far from Mobile. This is not far from Gulf Shores. If you look in this, here's Foley. This is the blue line. Here's Orange Beach right here. So this is going to be a direct hit right along in here as we get near Orange Beach, where the Floribama is, basically is where this thing is coming in. Now, can this go east? Can this go west a little bit more? Yes. Anywhere from Gulf Shores, because we're still a few hours out from it being set in stone as to where it's going to be. But the alert goes out if you're in this area, if you've got a home down here, if you vacation there, you're definitely in the path of this. Pensacola is going to get a lot of rain on this, on the east side of this as it comes in. Gulf Breeze, all of these areas here. Fairhope, Alabama, y'all are still going to get this. And Mobile as well is going to get, because this is just really close. It's not like, okay, here's the imaginary line and no rain here. It's when you get way out from that west side. It's going to be a lot of rain here from Dauphin Island all through here. And again, we urge you to say that this could change sides. Now, what we're looking at it is Fred gets there at this point, which should have around 58 mile an hour winds with gusts of 69 miles an hour. And that's Monday at 1 p.m. in the afternoon as it makes its way toward the shoreline. Of course, this will change a little bit as it comes through here. Now, after Tuesday at 1 a.m. after dark there, as we check this, the wind speed should be down to 46 miles an hour, gust of 58 miles an hour. And that's going to be, as we zoom in on this, here's Crestview, here's Mobile, this area right here, that's going to be Oak Grove, Florida, is where that is. So if you're in that area watching this morning, or if you've got friends, family that live there, send out that alert. Make sure that they know what's going on. And again, this is not a major hurricane by any means. When Fred comes ashore, it's going to be a tropical storm. It's not going to be a Category 1 or anything like that. Fred has just never gotten his act together to become any more than a tropical depression or storm at this point, which is great. 1 a.m. Monday afternoon, 1 a.m. in the morning, it will be close as we watch that get closer to the shore. And again, now it's going to be rain coming all in here. Now let's back up and take a look at Grace. Grace is just starting to form and become a threat. Overnight, it become this is a depression. This is a tropical storm at this point. As we look at this morning, here's Grace. She has a wind speed of 40 miles an hour, moving west at 22 miles an hour, faster than Fred at this point. As she comes across here, it's going to cross Haiti through the Dominican Republic, right through there. And as we zoom in on this, at this point, now, this, again, this line can move just like Fred can. It can move a little east. It can move a little bit west. But this is looking as though it will come in on that southern tip of Florida around Homestead. If not, it's going to skirt it, get back into the Gulf, and gain some more ground. We're still time away from this. At the point of this is going to be Thursday at 1 a.m. So this is toward the end of the week. We'll start seeing what Grace has to do as she comes toward Florida. So it's a double whammy for Florida, definitely this summer. Here's the Bahamas. They're going to get drenched as this comes by them. But Can this go right on up into the Gulf? It can. It's a lot to be determined with Grace. She could be a little bit more than Fred is. And again, this right now, Fred is a tropical depression as we jump back on that. Grace is a tropical storm at this point. So the two differences there, you've got Fred at 35 miles an hour right now, and she's at 40. So it's a little bit of a difference in between the two. But all eyes are on Florida. It's going to be a hit on one end of Florida on the other. Again, neither one of these are major hurricanes at this point, which is great. Well, that's we couldn't ask for anything any better at this point. We're not looking at a 3 or 4 that was going to do major damage. Grace, a lot to be determined on her. We pretty much know that Fred is going to remain a tropical storm all the way inland and just bring some rain. And there is, here on this east side of this storm here, all through here through Pensacola, that some of these could produce tornadoes off to the side. Can we lose power as we go up here? And let's look at this as this cone as Fred makes its way in here. This is Meridian, where we're sitting here. This is Clark County. As we go over, this is Jasper and this is Smith County. Can we lose power with this? Of course we can. And that always happens when there's any amount of wind that is steady. And we're going to have probably 10 to 15 mile an hour winds with this as it comes in. It's just going to be natural. Can that break limbs? Yes. It is not anything that's horrifying by any means, but we could see some areas of power outages for a little while. Limbs always break and take down a few trees. It doesn't take a whole lot. You multiply a little rain in with that. So we'll watch that, be on top of it. EMEPA, I'm sure, already has a plan and ready to go to be out there to serve you to get your power back on should that come about. I'll have more details on this as it approaches, though. But as we look at this, it goes right up from Hattiesburg all the way here, just shy. If you're over here on the western side, right here, this is Forest, Mississippi is in it, and it goes due north through Carthage, all the way up the state of Mississippi, taking in Tupelo. Just east of Memphis, goes through Jackson, Tennessee, Clarksville, Murfreesboro, Nashville. Y'all are in this. This is going to be making its way. This is Wednesday at 1 o'clock. 1 a.m. So Wednesday afternoon, Thursday, Murfreesboro. Y'all get a little rain out of that. It's not going to be powerful, but that's what the situation is as we look at that. I hope you've learned a little bit about that, and it helps you out a little bit as we looked at tropical storms today. All right, let's turn the radar back on and look at what we've got as far as rain at the moment. As we'll see here, out here to our west, El Paso, these areas in Texas. Here's Midland, Odessa, oil country out here. Lubbock, Texas, Buddy Holly land getting wet. As we go north of Dallas, showers today. Texarkana getting wet. As we move east toward Mississippi, a few showers there in Louisiana. As we get to our homeland here, we're already showing some showers here in Philadelphia, out in Pearl River, Highway 16. Back over here on the west side of the state, showers. Let's zoom in on this. Lauderdale County at this point as we turn on location so y'all can see where everything is. As we come into the state, here's West Lauderdale High School here. Just some light shower activity there. We get up here by the drag strip, Battlefield, a few showers there. We don't get any heavy rain until we get to Tucker. Right there, right now, just west of Tucker here at House, Mississippi. We're looking at rain approaching, but it's north of you. Beatline, Bethsaida, you'll get a few of these showers here in a minute as we come across this. East of Bloomfield, northeast of you, as we get here on Highway 491, and we go up to Highway 16 right here. Here's Ford Store, Dollar General sitting there on Highway 16. In between there, going back toward Philadelphia west is some showers. We do have showers up here as we come into where the hospital is in Philadelphia there, up around the pawn shop, those areas where the bridge is finally open. But heavier rain back over here in between the Dollar General and coming into Philadelphia. Now, let's go west of Philadelphia. Let's go out past Pearl River Resort. Right there, where on Highway 488 at Hope Baptist Church. Some showers there north of you up here. If you'll just follow 16 out through here, not raining at Edinburgh at the moment, but boy, look how heavy that is. We've had a few lightning strikes out there. That was at 4 minutes ago, a lightning strike. As we go up and look at this, we've had that was 6 minutes ago, a lightning strike hit there. Here's Pearl River Resort. It's just on the outskirts of there of getting wet. As we go northward here, let's go up into Winston County. Light showers there at Noxapater there at the Dollar General. Nothing serious, nothing bad. And we follow east over here when we go past the pit stop there at Nanawaya, some light showers. And we get over to Sugarlock, where the Dollar General is, there by the railroad tracks. And all around there where the wood yard is there at Sugarlock Lumber. We've got some showers out here, what we call on the rural route in Bennsville, Mississippi this morning, out by the Methodist Church there, where White Horse Mountain is back in here. Some showers there. Some pretty heavy rain right there on that county line in between Kemper and Noxubee County there. Aliceville showing a few showers as well this morning. We'll watch this right here, back over here on 55 at the state line in Mississippi. But that's an overview of where showers are. And again, it's a 50% chance that we'll get wet today. Newton County, light showers around Decatur there, but nothing hard or anything to that matter as we watch that. As we put this in motion, just to let you see how these showers are moving across. And I didn't hit the button, did I? And as they make their way across there, as you see that, we'll watch them develop. I'll let you know should any of this stuff turn bad. So that's where we are on that. Now let's do an overview of what the National Weather Service has lined out for us today, so you'll just have all the information that you stand in one day about the weather. Have I gone overboard this morning and said too much? I hope not. I hope all of this has been kind of helpful to you as we look at this. As we go back and we look at our record highs and our record lows, it was 2007 that we would have 104 degrees before the day was out. Hot. Back in 04, it was a cool 53 when you woke up. So not so bad back in 04, but 07 was a bad year. This is the outlook as we look at what's going to happen today with the weather as we pull this up. Lauderdale County, we're going to get some light showers, but the heavier stuff will lie west of Philadelphia up to Winston County, where we're watching these showers right now through here, and across back over toward Jackson. They should see more. That's not saying that it's not going to rain in Kemper and Lauderdale and these areas. It's just, well, it has a little bit higher chance of being worse in these areas that we're seeing right now in Neshoba County as well. As we jump across the state line, we see that Tuscaloosa is going to be about 94, and it'll remain the same through Livingston, Alabama. More chances of rain in the northern part of Alabama than it is down in the south part of Alabama as well. We look at heat index. It's going to be out to the west today is what's going to be going on. Ours, again, will be about 99 is what we're looking at for our area here, the heat index, no matter what you do today. So keep plenty of water if you've got to be outside. It could be extremely warm. And as we look at these temperatures, this is what it's looking like across the nation. Warmer here in the state of Mississippi, Alabama. We're steady above average. Nothing horrifying like it is in the Northeast where it's way above average hot. We're just average hot. Make sense? Let's look at those temps over the next 7 days. Today we have that high of 93 when we do have that 50% chance of showers, as I mentioned from earlier there. The heat index 99. Tonight we get down and it will decrease to a 30% chance of showers tonight. That should happen before 1 a.m., the worst of it. The low is 72. As we roll into Sunday, we have a 70% chance of showers rolling back into the forecast. That will be after church, about 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. You'll start looking to the sky for some showers. As we get into tomorrow night, 40% chance of showers, and that should end by 1 a.m. So you've got a chance there in those wee hours of the morning. By Monday, you go back to work with a 70% chance of showers also into the afternoon, just like Sunday after 1 o'clock. And as we look across the week, it's just, well, there's more chances of rain. Most likely all of these will come in the afternoon hours each day. That's normally how these hot afternoons work. We look ahead through the 28th of August, and we'll have a day there where the temperature dips with those rains coming in on the 28th. But we're going to be sitting about where we are right now, 89, 90 to 92. Nothing that jumps up there and will be a record breaker. Is what we've got so far. So that gives us an outlook of what we've got there. Let's see. Let's see here. Good morning. Let's go back over some folks that I've missed here that have joined us. Let's see. Morning from Newton. Miss Carol Stamper joins us. Lillian Glenn is here. Also, Ann McKee. Terry Shelton is here. Also, Charlotte Gray. Ruth Key, how are you today? Terry Shelton, having a weak president doesn't help. I agree with your comment there, and we're talking back about what's going on over in Afghanistan there. Pat Banks, good morning. Have a blessed day. Like your American flag. Always great to follow that. LaWanda Grantham is watching this morning, along with Miss Gail Gafford. Pat Harris, how are you today? Also, LaWanda is saying good morning. Diana Hawkins, Mike Brantley. I should have waited till Mike Brantley was talking about September 11th. Boy. Mark and Martha Robinson is watching. Good morning to you, along with Jessica Dickerson now. Going to Orange Beach on Friday. Will the waters be still or be rough? By then, it should be working out. Let's go back and look at what we had on my memory here of where she's going to be. Let me find my button here and go back over and find Grace as she comes about. I hadn't hit the right button yet. I have to turn this on. Grace is what you're going to be worried about as you make your way. Grace, this is going to be Saturday that she makes. So this moves along. You're going to have a window there. And if you're going, going next Friday, that's a big if there, because we've got Grace that's going to be at the southern tip of Florida Saturday morning. So that means depending upon how fast Grace moves where she's going to be going, by Sunday, you could have some problems if you're going to be there. It could be a difference. If she speeds up, that could be Saturday afternoon. It just depends upon that wind speed and how she moves along. She's clocking now at 22 miles an hour. So there's a lot to be determined. So your trip is iffy. At this point, it's fine. But I'm not going to tell you that it's going to be great and you won't get into any rain or anything like that, because look at here as we pull this up. This is where she's sitting right here. And that's going to be on, Thursday. So you could have some issues. We'll watch this. Check back several times with me before then. It's just, I cannot tell you this far out what Grace is going to do. I just know that it's going to be at the end of the week at the around Homestead, Fort Lauderdale area, Cape Coral, and those areas there. You may have to change plans. No threat at this point, but as she goes that little bit west, it will become right on up in there. So check back with me, and I'll give you as accurate as we can as he gets closer to that time there. Let's see. When do you think it will hit Nellyburg Meridian? Now, again, as we look at this of what's going to be happening to us as we look at all of this, we're going to be getting rain Tuesday afternoon, most likely. It's coming ashore Tuesday night. By Tuesday at 1 a.m. in the morning, it's going to be right by Mobile. It will make its way on up, and by Wednesday, it will be out of the way. It's just going to be, we're on the west side of that storm. I don't want anybody to think that I'm telling you that it's going to be horrible. It's not. We're going to be on the west side of this. The east side, as you go over here toward Columbus, Georgia, and those areas, a different ball game for them. But we will have some light rain mixed in with this, a little bit of wind that could knock out some power. Nothing serious, just like an average little storm that rolls through, like that last one. Nothing horrifying there. Let's see here. Good morning from Joyce Poole. Beautiful outside by West Lauderdale High School. Everyone stay safe. Also, Stephen Wanda McKinnon joins us. Also, Jenny McKee and Barbara Vick joins us there. If you've got another question that I didn't answer, feel free to inbox me, and I'll do my best to answer it and get you an answer on that. As some of that I danced around, and I did dance around on whether or not I can tell you exactly what's going to be happening down on the coast next week, because Grace is just too far out in the water to make a determination of what's going to happen there. Long gone, Fred will be out of the picture by Tuesday morning. So if you're going to be on the coast there from Tuesday to Friday, it's going to be okay. It's after that. Toward the weekend is what we'll watch with Grace as she makes her eye set on Florida once again, and where it goes, if it goes to that southern tip or goes back out into the Gulf and comes on up toward the Florida-Alabama line. We'll know more on this. Check back with me. I'll tell you more as this develops and comes closer to us. Thank y'all for coming by. I appreciate it. We've had a little weather today to talk about. It's been a lot of action with it, and I hope I answered your question. As I said, if not, send me an inbox question. I'll do my best to answer that for you. I appreciate y'all, and as always, I'll be back should anything happen locally, nationally. We'll pass that along to you, and if the weather turns bad, we go live to break in and let you know where it is and what's it doing. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you soon from Scotty Ray's Weather.
Scotty Ray's Weather is brought to you by